Welcome back to another Model Type Battle Association video. I am your Commissioner Incog here with Tori.
Yes.
Gosh darn it. And we are here with the Week 4 review and Week 5 preview. And good lord, I mean, some of these matches were good, I'll say. I think a good portion of them were surprising in a way. Well, there's one match in particular that I know you guys are looking forward to, which is Johto versus Essex. We'll get to that in a minute, of course. But let's start off with the first match of the week, of course, which is Eagleville versus the Nova Noiverns. Jaden and his Quilavas taking the 5-0 over Nova. And this was a match. This was a match, to say the least. So, Jaden brings the Malamar, Scrafty, Mega Sableye, Mandibuzz, Incineroar, and Drapion, while King brings the Beware, X-Cloud for the first time, I believe, or maybe second time. No, first time, I believe, yeah. Porygon 2, Ambipom, which was just recently picked up, of course, Silvally, I believe it was Fairy again, and Mega Pidgeot. This game was just, you ever watch a horror movie and you know things are gonna get worse, and you just can feel it and you see it happen and you're like, no, don't do that. That's what this game really came down to, with that Malamar going in and sweeping afterwards. Of course, you saw the Scrafty, I think, Z-move first turn, and I think it killed the X-Cloud or something of that sort. And then we saw it switch out. Drapion chilling like a villain in front of Beware and just setting up Toxic Spikes, I believe. And then after that, it was a wrap. And I ain't talking about no burrito, of course. Superpower Malamar definitely won this game. Had King had any special attacking moves, even a bug move primarily, this would have been a better game for him, of course. That Malamar definitely owned the game, as we say here. Was Scarfed, of course, superpower, and King just lost it from there. There's not really much to say about this match. You have to watch it to see it happen in real time, and it's really just, like I said, a horror movie, and you know what's gonna happen, but you're still trying to tell the person in the screen, no, don't do that, it's gonna get worse. And of course, nothing King really did made it worse. It just got worse because Scarf Malamar. And I don't think there's really much else to say, right, Tori?
Yeah, basically. Which is unfortunate, because it's like, when something sets up and just sets up, and it's like you can't see what we're doing has anything to work with to fix it, you're just like, man.
Yep. And we'll talk about making bad plays later, of course, and setup-wise too, when we get to another match that I will rant about for a little bit. But congratulations to Jaden and the Eagleville Quilavas for their 5-0 victory over the Nova Noiverns. Now we move on to the anticipated match of this week, and good lord have mercy, it was just straight attacking turn after turn, and God bless this match. These are the kind of matches I look out for, that I really like watching. So Essex taking their victory over the Johto Joltics, delivering them their first L of the season. Dovo bringing that nice Mega Gallade, Hoopa and Bound, Tapu Lele, Latios, Mew, and Metagross, while Dark bringing that nice Aegislash, Bucephalon, Mimikyu, Gengar, Golurk, and Frostlass. Like I said, guns blazing for the first turn with Gengar, Tapu Lele. Gengar used Shadow Ball, doesn't kill the Lele because it's obviously invested. I think it was Assault Vested as well. And then we just see Lele make that Gengar perish. And from there on, this match it's just a match, you know. You have to see it to believe it. And towards the end, obviously Volvo with that nice Hoopa and Bound Destiny Bond. I don't know if he knew he wasn't dying to the +2 Shadow Sneak, but he didn't die, and that was kind of that win con situation. Obviously, Devovo did let me know that he had Shadow Sneak on Mega Gallade, so it didn't matter at the end of the day. He would have still got the Shadow Sneak kill on Aegislash, of course, and it would have still been a 1-0 victory for him. But definitely a really good play to have that move, so it forced Dark into a situation where he's like, I either kill it, or it kills me if I King Shield here, of course. So good on Dark for, obviously, you know, keeping it to a 1-0 still, and definitely played his heart out. And good lord have mercy, guns were just shooting everywhere. Just a good old-fashioned quick 10, like I think 9 or 10 turn battle, and it ended in Essex in their favor. So congratulations to the Vovovo and his Exadrills getting that nice 1-0 victory over the now not undefeated Johto Joltics. And now we move on to another match, which I won't say, like, it's a good match, obviously, but it's definitely a match where it could have gone either way. But if you watch the match, you can see it. Obviously, you guys see it on screen. The Gala Shields continue their undefeated streak and get a 2-0 victory over the Orange Ink Artillery and Tag. And this was a match. So, let's go ahead and talk about it. Gala Shields bring in that nice extra drill, mega camera up, guard chomp size with Tornado King Hippowdon, while Orange Ink bring the Tapu Bulu, Ninetales, Alolan, Mega Mawa, Primarina, Togetic, and Klefki. Decision making was the sometimes you know talking is hard, but seriously though, decision making definitely played a high role in this match. Definitely played somewhat of a really crucial thing, because you know, trying to over predict early into the match is not something you want to do. Unless your opponent has forced you into a situation where you have to outthink them, you don't want to start over-predicting too early, and that was evident even at turn 2 for Orange Ink. This could have been a salvageable game. If Premier just killed Camerupt outright, like it could have, it would have been a better game. He was predicting the Seismic to come in, so he Energy Balls, not really thinking that, wait, why would it come in here if it's a Pokemon that definitely needs to be around for this match? It's something that you have to really consider when you do battles with people. Why would Seismic come in on a Pokemon that obviously gets coverage for that? It's just a thought. Obviously, this could have been played a lot better. I mean, maintaining the Ninetales would have been better on Ben's part, obviously. The Mawile did well for what it was doing. The Bulu obviously did what it could towards the end. And of course, this just ended up being another game where, you know, things could have gone differently if you just thought of a way to, you know, of a way out, basically. But all things aside, though, Gala Shield still played their hearts out and definitely played to their strengths. And we're, you know, it's kind of funny. We didn't even get to see the main Pokemon that could have wrecked this team, Nidoking, at all on field. They didn't even get a kill. They didn't even see the field. It was just in the back, chilling. So maybe that speaks to Gala Shield's character to really win the match before having to reveal, obviously, a Pokemon that is a threat. Of course, Excadrill was revealed towards the end, of course, which, you know, obvious. But still, another Pokemon that was a threat. It wasn't even really brought technically. But even then, congratulations on Gala Shields for the 2-0 victory over the Orange Ink Artillery. Now we hit the last 3 battles, of course, and this first one was something else. Troy, tell them about it.
Ah, yes. Yes, the Garden City Golems getting that 4-0 victory against the Twin Leaf Teddiursas. Garden City bringing the Marcargo, the Nihilego, the Mega Diancie, Lycanroc Midday, Minior, and Tyrantrum. Twin Leaf bringing the Gyarados, Celesteela, Honchkrow, which one is that?
Tornadus Therian.
Yeah, Tornadus and Landorus and the Hawlucha. So, I had said in the previous video that I was predicting Diamond Storm Diancie to sweep through Twin Leaf's team. Did appear in the first 2 turns, but got knocked out by the Celesteela. Good thing that Gersey was able to kill that early, but Shell Smash Marcargo was the defining moment of this game.
Shell Smash and weak armor. Let me tell you, this. Oh my god! I just keep going, Tori.
Yeah. Basically, it was lights out basically for Twin Leaf. I mean, also the RNG on top of it. Marcargo getting the Fire Blast hit on Landorus when it came out. Once that happened, it was basically like, okay, it's basically, eventually the Marcargo was able to get taken down because it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after that, it was just Nihilego, Thunderbolting, and, you know, mopped up the last 2 Pokemon on Twin Leaf's team. But yeah, basically Pantros came in with the setup that I wasn't expecting, I don't think anyone else was expecting, and just, you know, sweeped a little sweeping.
Yeah, this was one of those games where we all thought Minior was going to be a sweeper, even Tyrantrum. I think, and this is very important that you understand this. Celesteela gets Earthquake for a reason. For times like this. Because if it had Earthquake, instead of Leech seeding the Macargo like Grizzy did, and just killed it outright, I think it had Focus Sash. Even if Celesteela goes down, you have a Sucker Punch Honchkrow in the back, it kills it, and then you can continue to try and keep the game in some sort of semblance. Hindsight is 2020, of course. I'm proud of Pantros because, one, he was a Pokemon that I didn't even think was going to sweep. No one, if you had told me the day of the battle that happening, that time when it happened, if you said Macargo's gonna sweep, watch, I would have laughed at you and bet money on that and would have lost said money. That's how confident I wasn't in that freaking Macargo and in Pantros. I'm impressed, Pantros. Keep doing it. You're 3-1. Congratulations. But obviously, congratulations on the 4-0 victory over the Twin Teddiuruses. And we move on to the next match, of course.
Yes. 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 Baltimore getting the 3-0 over Team Free Slurpees. Baltimore bringing the Heracross, Mega Scizor, the Yan Mega, Volcarona, Raconid, and Combi. Slurpees bringing the Stakataka, Jirachi, Magneton, Skarmory, Heatran, and Alolan Dugtrio.
You only really brought the Stakataka.
Yep. Could have had it. Could have had it. Trick Room, Stakataka was, obviously got 3 kills as you can see on the screen. Was able to wipe out a good chunk of Tep's team, but Tep was very good at being able to stall out the Trick Room, sacrificing the Pokemon he needed to, like that poor Combi.
Like, you think that Combi's useless, but he did that as a ploy to win. And let me tell you something, I commend you for that. Okay? But Blue, I need you to understand, if there is a fighting type on a team that clearly gets close combat and can be scarfed to outspeed the rest of your team, a Sash Pokemon is needed. Do you know which one? Everybody at home does. It's called Heatran. And I think Heatran died in close combat too. I don't think it died early. But I'm telling you, this was just...
Yeah. Yeah, Sticky Web, and then Scarfed Heracross cleaned up. And it was over.
It wasn't disappointing, but you knew how it was ending as soon as Heracross came in and Trick Room ended. I literally was like, this is it. There's no way this isn't Scarf Heracross. Scarf Heracross cleans this team and cleaves through. I think it was Moxie too. I'm not even sure, but it cleaned the team out. Congratulations to Tep for realizing his win con and just going at it 3-0 against Team Free Slurpees. Obviously, one of these teams had to walk out here with a victory, and it was Tep this week. And now we get to the last match. This took until right now recording about an hour or two ago, and I'll save you everything, but it was just memes on Rochester's part. But finally,
yes, we are out of the hole.
We, you mean me? Thank you.
Hey, it's fine.
God damn it.
Anyway. Sub-Zero Cyndaquil's getting that 4-0 victory against the Rochester Wreckbags. I still don't understand that name, but okay. Sub-Zero bringing the Naganadel, the Kyurem Black, the Zygarde, the Komodo, Latias, and Gudra. Rochester bringing the Alolan Raichu, Raikou,
Frost.
Frost. Oh, it's Freeze, Frost, whatever. Galvantula, Magnezone, and Zapdos. So, yeah, memes.
Yeah. Okay, this is very important. Choice Banded Sky Attack Zapdos was apparently there. And, everyone wants to have fun this season. I had a banded Goodra in the back, and it didn't appear on the field once. I had a weird Komodo set that I won't talk about right now, but I'll talk about this objectively, right? Sub-Zero brought what they had to do with a win con in sight, having a Kyurem Black with Terravolt, and obviously having Naganadel being as fast as it was, and Zygarde with whatever EVs it had definitely came to this match to win and to play. Even if Rochester was taking this seriously, there's definitely a way that they could have won, but obviously it wasn't realized, and obviously memeing was there, so you can't really talk about this match too seriously, but you can try to if there's a perspective you can go off of.
Tori. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's like memes on one side and then real Pokemon on the other, also on top of a Thunder Wave miss. Yeah.
Yeah, once that happened, it basically, the game was determined after that point. And I hope you guys like matches where you get to see a Zapdos use Drill Peck and Sky Attack, because I hope you like it. Congratulations to Sub-Zero on their 4-0 victory, of course. And now we get to the disappointing part of the video, where we look at the fact that I was wrong this week a lot. Sad music is not being played now, but I'm not doing it. I'm not putting it there, of course. Obviously, I went 2-4 this week. Well, Tori caught up and went 4-2. Tori catching up on 2 games on me, of course, and I'm 15-9 while she's 13-11, of course. But anything can happen week to week, of course. Maybe we'll see something happen next week where Tori actually dethrones me, because she did it last season. She could do it again, but hey, I don't count on it. Anywho.
Wow.
Moving on, we have our standings. The top 4 are definitely determined now. Again, of course, since we have a 4-0 team, the Gal Shield, Gal Vanchel is 4-0 plus 11, while Essex is above Johto because of my policy on differential. If the 2 teams have the same record and one team beat the other, if the differential is less than 6, the team that is the winning team, obviously Essex in this case, will be above. But if it is a 6 or more difference, where if Dark was at plus 12 or above, then he would be above him, despite knowing that Essex has the head-to-head. He now would own it technically because of differential reasons. I thought I'd throw that in there because it's important and it's something to realize when we come back and we look at these standings from time to time. Essex 3-1 plus 6, with Johto at 3-1 plus 10, Garden City at 3-1 plus 6 at the 4th spot. Then we hit number 5, Eagleville 2-2 plus 3, making their way up there. Twin Leaf at the 6th spot at 2-2 plus 1. Orange at 2-2 and minus 1, just fallen, unfortunately. Nova at 2-2 minus 4, and then we hit the bottom 4, which is still the same, just in a different order. Sub-Zero at 1-3 minus 3. Rochester at 1-3 minus 9, but they are above Baltimore for the same reason that Essex is above Johto Joltix, of course, because, you know, having that victory but having a worse differential, you know, numbers matter. Baltimore at 1-3 minus 7, while Team Free Slurpee is still at the bottom, 0-4 minus 13. Maybe they'll get the first win this week. This is the week that they can do it. But before we get into that, let's talk about some free agency. Alright, I forgot to put the team at the bottom, but you already know what team it is, so let's not beat around the bush here. The Galaxy Gavantulas will be dropping Flagon for Gliscor this week. A good addition, I should say, but I think Flagon's definitely a crucial mon. But a more defensive mon in Gliscor is important to have, especially with Rocks having Defog and also Knockoff, and that Poison Heal Toxic Group combo will probably be used. It is definitely an important mon to have. And then the next one is the Essex Estradrills taking away their Espeon that they haven't really used that much, I should say, and getting something like a Rocker in Azelf, also a nice lead Azelf set, could be a Rocker Explosion set, and also just a powerful mon in general that could obviously do some work against the teams that it will be fighting. But now we get into the predictions part of this video, of course everybody's favorite part. We have Baltimore versus Sub-Zero, the battle of the 1-3s. Who will make it a 2-3, who will make it a 1-4. I'm predicting Baltimore while Tori is picking Sub-Zero, and if we have to speak about this from a objective standpoint, if I'm talking about this like it's another coach, as usual, Sub-Zero has been playing okay. Their mind is in the right place, and obviously with their win over Rochester, they know what they want to do, and obviously it was, you know, it was a good game. Baltimore, on the other hand, gained their first win this week as well. Definitely a better game, I should say. Tep is obviously a lot more knowledgeable and is a bit of a better player. Is just not even a bit, is a better player, we should really say. Setting up those webs, could easily do another sweep against another team like this. Could have the Scolipede, which can do a lot of work. Offensively, it's a really good Pokemon. However, Tep needs to be careful of obviously the Dragon typing. It could do a lot of shit. It's obviously a really high octane typing. I think this will be a close game, of course. Sub-Zero just needs to focus in on speed tiers and be able to beat certain Pokemon, and maybe just really focusing on what it is they need to do. That Rabombi could come this week, obviously it is a fairy type of course, but with Naganadel looming, that thing needs to die before Rabombi even touches the field, because if Naganadel comes out, it's not going to be a clean day for that Rabombi, I can assure you that much. But, Tori, why do you think Sub-Zero's winning? From an objective standpoint.
Well, from a super non-objective standpoint, I have belief and I have bias. But on an objective standpoint, I think that Sub-Zero is perfectly capable of winning. I think that Sub-Zero's team is definitely has a lot of power behind it. I think that while both teams are, have had a shaky start, I think that Sub-Zero has more potential. Just needs to, look at Tep's team and make sure there aren't any hidden outragers, prevent, setup trains like Heracross. We don't want to have a repeat of last week with Heracross just running through a team. Might not necessarily be Heracross, but similar mods. But yeah, I think Sub-Zero has the potential to win, and I hope I'm right.
Of course. And now we move on to the next game. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, Eagleville versus the Essex Excadrills. This is a clear type disadvantage matchup. We have a few of those this week, of course. And Tori picking the Eagleville Quillavas because Jaden is her boy. But of course, he has the type advantage this week, while I'm picking the Vovovo and the Essex Excadrills in their type disadvantage week. Which is the second time they'll be having this, I believe, because they had to fight. Well, this will be the second or third, because they have to still fight Tep, which is Bug, of course. But now they're fighting a type that just isn't affected by them. So, real talk, picking up Azelf is pretty okay. I think getting that rock setup, even the explosion lead, is really good too. However, Devolvo needs to really focus and keep that Lele alive. We all know that. Keeping Gallade alive. We all know that. But I feel like there's going to be a Pokemon this week that can just take the cake here. Something that could just really just do work. I mean, sure, his team is very, very weak to this typing, but we don't know what Devolvo is capable of. We saw Castleberry Latios out of him last week. Castleberry. No one runs the ghost type berry like that. That was like the first time I've seen it in like months, years. I wouldn't have thought of that. I even said it during the battle. I said, he's going to have it and it's going to be his win con. And it literally was against Dark's team. So this could be a really fun week, having the Cold Berry, having other kinds of berries, or even just packing enough investment to live certain hits. I think that he's going to win this match. I definitely think that despite being a type disadvantage, this is one of those weeks where one team has to prove to me that they're really good and that they can get over the hump of type disadvantages, which this week is you, Devolvo, for that reason. Tori, why'd you pick Jaden?
Because Jaden is my boy. But also, yeah, definitely like the type advantage, and I think that Jaden especially showed, maybe not, was it last week? No. Yeah, last week. That he's able to exploit sets that might be as predictable as what other setups, like set mons that Essex might be predicting, just being able to, bring something unconventional and then just, turn the battle on its head. And I believe in my boy. So there.
Of course. Gosh darn it. And we're on to the third match of this week, of course. This one was hard for me to pick. We both picked Johto in this case. Johto, coming off that loss, definitely wants to win again. And Garden City coming out that fantastic victory. Pantros, you've proven me right. You don't have to prove to me anything anymore, of course. But let me explain to you why I think you might lose. Johto is looking for another victory. Johto has a team that can definitely cleave through this rock team, literally H-Slash, right? We all look at a steel type like H-Slash, pack some weakness policy. And if Dark were to pack Trick Room, for instance, he walks around that team for days on end. And it would just be unfortunate if that were to happen. If Golurk showed up, it's free real estate, really. But as memes aside, though, it is going to be a tough match from Pantros. And I was going to pick him at first, but I definitely believe that Dark, despite losing last week, definitely had the game in his hands and, shit happens. I think that Pantros needs to really take this game seriously and really think through his decisions and not just have one win con, have a few win conditions that can get you out of certain jams. Really think about what you can do this week that can really help you get this game to a point where you force Dark to make a play that positions himself in a losing situation and positions you in a winning situation. Dark is a really good player, as we saw going 3-0 and then obviously losing. Definitely not a player you want to, mess around with. Even if Dark memes sometimes, he definitely knows what he's doing, and he's definitely going to try and win again. Tori?
Oh yes, I definitely think that despite the very close loss last week, I think Dark has shown better battling strategy. I think it's definitely going to be difficult for Pantros to, get ahead of Dark, even though Pantros was able to, pull out a very interesting strategy last week. I think Dark is here to win this week and will win.
He's equally as good as pulling out random shit. Believe me, you haven't seen a man run an Electivire with Mudsport until you met Dark. Yes, you heard those words come out of my mouth, and now you have to listen and hear them and really think about them. Anyways, moving on, we have a type disadvantage match that I don't think needs explanation, but Tori, why do we pick Gallus Shields over Rochester besides the obvious type disadvantage?
Yes. I definitely think that one thing Gallus Shields' 4-0 record is kind of speaks for itself, that Gallus Shields has a very good battling strategy throughout these past 4 weeks, and I think it's definitely going to come out again this week. His team is just pure power and will probably just blow through Rochester. I think, though Rochester did have a few tricks up their sleeve last week, with at least exploiting hidden power and stuff, I think that it's not going to be enough for such a heavy type disadvantage, and also just the power that is Gallus Shields' team.
Yeah, this is legitimately just type disadvantage, get fucked edition. And, this could really turn out to be Rochester's week, But you have to sit there and wonder, we know what Pokemon should be coming to this battle. Gallus Shields knows what Pokemon should be coming to this battle. But what will be run on Rochester's side? Will it be Hydro Pump, will it be Waterium Z Rotom Wash? Or will it be Grassium Z Rotom Mow? Will it be Icium Z Rotom Frost? Will it be some Z bullshit and have some Grass Knot Raichu with Hidden Power Ice? We don't know what's going to happen this week, and that's the struggle here for, obviously, Gallus Shields. They have to really think about how well the electric type can really play around what they're able to do with their typing, of course. We might just see something crazy this week. Now, obviously I pick Gallus Shields to win because I have faith in my boy Royal, and Tailwind as his team builder, of course. But don't get too cocky and don't put your head up your own ass. You never know what could happen. Obviously, I definitely think you're going to win this outstandingly, but that's my advice as usual because, everyone just needs to be humbled sometimes. Moving on, though.
Sit down. Be humble.
Gosh, sorry. Moving on, though, Tori. We have another game of just... Height disadvantage. Go ahead, Tori.
Yes. So, it's Fairy versus Steel. And so, obviously, we both picked Steel types to win. But I don't think Blue can rely too heavily on the type advantage he has over Orange Ink. I think he has great potential with threats, especially he was able to set up Trick Room last week. With a fair amount of success, but you can't help but wonder if somebody somewhere is going to screw this up. Hopefully not for Blue's sake, but I mean, type advantage is type advantage, and I mean, Orgy can definitely put the hurt on Slurpees if they're given opportunity, but I mean, if Blue plays at least a little bit smart, he shouldn't allow that opportunity.
Yeah, Blue, I'm not going to knock you for being 0-4, right, bro? You could have won a lot of your games so far, and it just didn't click. If this isn't a game to win, when will you win is the question. This has to be the game breaker for you. You got Magearna, you got Heatran, you got Sakata. You have Pokemon that should be able to win this match for you. Obviously, Tag is in the worst position of trying to win this match. Don't make it an easy win for him. Don't. You have it all set out in front of you. Please, try. Obviously, I'm picking you again. Even though I said last week I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, and then you lost, and then yeah, I didn't want to pick you this week, but I said, you know what? Maybe this will be a start of something new, something great. Obviously, Tag, Ben, good luck, because I don't know what else to say to you aside from this is the Steel type. This is your worst overall matchup. If you somehow pull out a victory, then god damn. Just goddamn. And now we move on to the last match of the week, of course, which is Nova versus Twinleaf, and we both picked Twinleaf. But Tori, why did you pick Grizzy in this match?
Yes, and I mulled over this a lot because I thought that this was a very difficult match for me to pick. But I picked Grizzy because I think his type in general is just better. He has a stronger team, more opportunities to take advantage of different stat that isn't flying. On King's team, I mean, with the exception of Silvally, which is probably going to be something like Electric, has nothing super effective stab-wise against Grizzy and has to rely on coverage. They might not be able to kill or kill quick enough, and then Grizzy can just either set up or just, you know, blow through King's team. Grizzy has the options of stuff such as Hawlucha, which, you know, fighting type, could definitely put the hurt on King, and then Celesteela, which is a steel type and could just sit and be annoying unless King brings the proper coverage, and that coverage might end up dying before the Celesteela comes out. So I think Grizzy has definitely the advantage over King. I think if King does manage to pull it out, he has to play this very carefully, but I think yeah, in general, Grizzy has the stronger hand in this matchup.
This is going to be a match of just purely Grizzy needing to rebound. You have to understand, Grizzy went 2-0 for the first 2 weeks and then lost his next 2 games. Alright? This is a very big game for Grizzy, primarily because, well, gotta refocus. You gotta get your shit together, basically. You don't want to keep losing. No one likes losing unless, you know, you fuck up games on purpose. Obviously, no one's doing that. The thing here is that you have a lot of great Pokemon that can deal with King's Pokemon Grizzy. The problem is how you use them. Obviously, you have to figure out a way to position yourself to win. Celesteela sits in front of a lot of this team, and obviously Pokemon are going to have electric coverage. Think about that when you're building. Think about what you can do when that happens. Don't overpredict and send in Landorus if something seems like it could use an ice move. Protect. See what happens next. See how it goes. Just think before you do. That goes to King too. This is a tough match for him. Only having somebody that could really change types and really be the difference maker in this match is very tough. Obviously, you can have something like Conversion Porygon too. Obviously not Z-Conversion since Omni Boosting is banned, but definitely could still be something that could make a difference. The Mega Pidgeot could make a difference too. There's a lot in this match, a lot of factors. I think Grizzy will win because he will refocus this week and use his advantages. You know, something like Megazard Y may not show up, but it could just in case he wants to play a Will-O-Wisping role in this match and play it a little bit more of a defensive set. I'm not recommending it, but it can work from time to time. So like Celesteela, Hawlucha, Thunders, you know what you want to bring, but you have to know how to use them on in order to win the game, of course. King's a tough opponent. I'll never doubt King in my life. I just don't have faith in him this week because sometimes you put faith in people and you regret it sometimes. It happens to King sometimes. Obviously, Grizzy, you just want to rebound. And you have to go up and get it, buddy. So good luck this week, obviously. And now, we usually end up the video here, of course. We have to get to what I'll do every few weeks, and this is the kill leaderboard. And
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah, this is very much just beta. I'll obviously have actual shit designed out for the next time I want to do this. But in first place is the Galashio Galvantals with their Excadrill at 8 kills and 0 deaths, being the kill leader. We have a tie for second, of course, which is both Ghost typing from the Johto Joltigs with their Mimikyu and Aegislash at 7 kills and 1 death. And in third place is Devolvo and his Essex Excadrills, having that Mega Gallade with 6 kills and 1 death. I was going to put other Pokemon that hit 5 like Landorus, but I felt as if the kills mattered more here. So that's why Mega Gallade is here, of course. I'll actually have designed out for this. I will not do this next week. I might do it every other week from now on. So this is the week 4, week 5. So you might see it the week 6, week 7. Okay? Let's just say it like that. If it doesn't show up, don't worry. It's okay. But I'll try not to forget about it at least. But guys, that will do it for your Multi-Battle Association week 4 review and week 5 preview. Excuse me, I'm stuttering a little bit. But thank you guys for watching. Of course, if you did like this video, give it a like, comment, and also subscribe today if you're new. And maybe share this video with somebody new. For me and Tori, we both say goodbye.
Bye.
And this has been the MBA review preview.